Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's School Spotlight. I'm so excited to be here with you all today because today we're going to have a wonderful session. I'm really excited about the guests today, especially because we have not only a school representative, but we have two current international students joining us. So it's going to be a wonderful opportunity to ask any questions you may have about today's School Spotlight, which is with Black Hills State University, located in South Dakota, USA. So I'm going to wait just a few seconds for any viewers to join us. If you are watching this live, please note that the session will be recorded. So if you have to leave for any reason, you'll be able to come back and watch this video either on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions for our speakers today, feel free to submit them in the comment section and we'll be happy to answer. All right, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, I want to welcome in Caitlin. Caitlin, welcome. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Mackenzie. Thank you for having us. It's
so
so
first,
great.
I want to welcome in Caitlin. Caitlin, welcome. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh, we
Echo
Hi,
somewhere.
Mackenzie. Thank you for having us. It's so
First, I want to welcome in Caitlin. Where's that coming from? Okay, so if anyone has, if you have the YouTube or Facebook page open, close it out. Not our viewers, just our speakers. Perfect. Okay, I think we're good now. Yes, we're good. So, for everyone tuning in, Caitlin is the representative from Black Hills State University. Caitlin, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, hi, Mackenzie, and everybody out there. It's great to be on with you today and to have no feedback now. So thanks for hosting Black Hills State University. Can't wait to.
Awesome. Woohoo! And so I'd also like to welcome our extra special guest. No offense, Caitlin, but I'm very excited about our other special guests. I'm going to welcome in Grace and Leticia. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Now, I want to get this out in the open. What is your relationship to each other?
Grace is my sister. Yeah, we are sisters.
So cool. I love it. And you're both currently studying at Black Hills, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And where are you both from?
We are from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Wow. And how long have you been studying in Black Hills? Did you both start at the same time? Or okay.
Yes.
And when did you arrive?
We came here on January. Yeah, so we've been here for like 3 months now.
Yes.
Amazing. And do you guys live together or do you have your own separate dorms?
We live together.
Yes, we're actually in the same room. Same
wow.
Same room. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Is it going good so far? Positive experience?
Yes, it's really nice. People are so
I'm sure
coming and yeah.
Good. And I'm sure it's nice that you're both living with each other, so you kind of like, you can't get homesick as easily as someone else might, you know, because you have each other, which I think is really cool. Now tell me, Leticia, coming from, you know, the Democratic Republic of Congo, did you suffer any like culture shock when you arrived? I mean, South Dakota is very far from home. I know the weather is probably different. So how was that transition for you?
Yes, I had experienced culture shock in terms of diet, like the food, and it's kind of different from the food at home, and also the weather. It was kind of really, it wasn't the coldest time, but like it was cold for me. So yeah, it was a bit different experience, but everything started getting better as the days went by. Yeah, I got used.
That's good.
I bought some jerseys and yeah, the food is great, but it was just different.
Yeah, in what way? Like, what was different about the food for you? Can you explain a little bit more? Like, are you missing spicy foods? Are you missing, like, what is it you're missing?
Yes, the food back home is really spicy and like, yeah, I can say, let me just leave it there on the spicy part. And here the spices are kind of different. So yeah, but it's like, it's nice to taste it because it's kind of like a different flavor and it's just amazing. I don't know how to explain it really.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's one of those things like when you're used to eating one way your whole life and you go someplace else, you could be eating a hamburger at home and then eat it in another country and it'll taste different. Like something's just different about it. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just different. So a good tip, I guess, for our viewers, if there's any special spice you like from home, bring it with you when you study abroad. And what about you, Grace? What has the transition been like for you since you've arrived on campus?
For me, I didn't experience much culture shock. The only thing that I experienced was just the weather for me, because I was used with Western culture since I was working in Zambia. I'm a Congolese, and my sister and I were living in Zambia, so I was working with an international organization. I was volunteering with them, so I got that opportunity to get to know more about Western culture and their values. And since I'm here, I easily adapted to the culture.
Yeah, that's such a good point. With your background working in an international organization, that kind of prepared you, I imagine, for, being in the US and being around people from other cultures. I want to ask both of you a question. I want to know why you chose Black Hills. Like, how did you discover BHSU and why did you choose it? Leticia, you can start.
Okay. So, Grace actually completed before me, and she already started her university search. So on Black Hills State, and I kind of
Oh, I think we're having a connection issue a little bit. So
I don't know if I should keep talking. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Okay, Grace, let's jump over. Oh no.
Actually found the school before me, so what made me get more interested.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys. There's some sort of little technical difficulty going on with Leticia's camera. So I'll ask you, Grace, since you started the process, it seems, between the two of you, why did you choose Black Hills State?
Yeah.
Oh no, we are having some major technical difficulties today. Leticia, are you back with us?
Yes, I am.
Can you hear me? And now Grace disappeared. Yes, I can hear you. So continue your story. Why did you choose Black Hills?
Yes, so I said that I knew Black Hills State University from my sister because she completed before I did. She completed high school before I completed. And then as I researched more, I found out that Black Hills State University is one of the most affordable schools here in the US. And also my SAT score was also above the limit. So that's what made me choose it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always good to pay attention to those practical things such as cost. That's something everybody has the dream of studying abroad. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people have the dream of studying abroad. And one of those things that kind of gets forgotten about is the expense. And, it's important to take that into account when you're choosing what school you want to go to and look at the different opportunities that fit in your budget. There are so many higher education institutions in the United States. So just because the price point is higher or lower, that doesn't necessarily mean it affects the quality of the education at all. So I think that's a very smart choice to work around your budget. Because Black Hills is an amazing option, honestly. And Grace, now back to you. You were talking about why you chose Black Hills. Can you tell us a little bit more about that before you cut out?
Yeah, there was a problem with the network. Yeah. Anyway, the reason why I chose the school was because of the location. I wanted to be in a place that is, because I'm a person who likes nature. Yeah, and I didn't want to be distracted by the city life, things like that. So I wanted to be in a place where I can focus and concentrate just on my studies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never visited the campus, but that's one thing I've always told Caitlin, like, oh my gosh, your campus is so beautiful. It seems like there's so much to do if you're the type of person who's into the outdoors. So both of you, I know right now, since you arrived in January, you know, with COVID and everything, I imagine things have been a little bit limited, but what types of things do you girls like to do on the weekends? Like, have you been able to get out and explore it all?
Not really, like totally every weekend, no. But like there was one time we had like we have friends who actually take us out, and you know we had another friend who took us to Wyoming for the for like a day during the spring break, and it was really awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caitlin, do you have anything you'd like to add when we're talking about the location and just all the things there are to do, like off campus?
Yeah, for sure. So before the call, I was chatting with Grace and Leticia, and I asked them if they enjoyed their spring break, and they said they studied most of it. So that's one thing. You can't take the word for it from someone who's studying so seriously all the time. But that's the great thing, right? Is you can find the perfect balance between studying when you need to and then getting out and exploring the beautiful piece of the environment around us when you want. One thing that we're going to do this upcoming weekend is we're going to go to Mount Rushmore. And so Grace and Leticia, a small group of students and I are all going to head out there, and we'll see Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse and see the beautiful, it's called the Southern Hills area of the Black Hills. We live more in the Northern Hills, so it will be great for them to experience a new part of our region.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Can I join?
Yes, I'll be here and we'll all go.
Perfect. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, I think that's something that is just so unique to Black Hills. The fact that you do have all that nature around you and you're so close to, you know, the different national parks. And there's just so much you can do outside of the classroom. But when it comes to being in the classroom, I guess I should ask you both, what are you studying? What are your majors?
We are both major in biology.
Okay, yeah. Both of you are in biology.
Yes.
And do you both have the same goal? Do you both know what you want to do with that degree, or not yet?
Grace can start.
Okay. For me, I would like to become a pediatrician.
Okay. Awesome. That's impressive. And what about you, Leticia?
Well, for me, I came with the hopes of being like a dentist, but then I'm not so sure. So I'm still, you know, I'm still in the medical field, but I want to explore and like find something that I'll really be happy with. Yes.
That's good. I mean, that's the good thing about the flexibility of the education in the US. You know, you can start out in a major, you can change your major if you need to, take some different classes. Have you taken any weird classes yet, or any interesting classes that are maybe different than what you expected, or maybe something you never thought you would be interested in? I know it's still early.
Yes, it's not really, but for me, I really enjoy sociology. Although it's a subject I thought only sociology majors take, but now that we're taking it as biology majors, it's kind of cool because we get to learn about the society and different cultures and how to understand people. So that really helped for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Grace, anything you'd like to add? Have you had any interesting classes that you weren't expecting to be interested in?
Yes, sociology and psychology. Yeah. I really enjoyed those subjects because it has like opened my mind to know more about like more of culture, and also how like understanding how people like the behavior, and also how to treat people in short, like how to deal with people, not try to impose your own culture on people, but to understand them. Yeah,
exactly. That's amazing. You know, it's funny that you both mentioned sociology and psychology, because when I was studying my bachelor's degree, I was not a sociology or a psychology major, but those were also like my favorite classes. Every time I could choose an elective, I would choose like either a psychology course or a sociology course, just because I found it fascinating. And those are like good life skills to have. Like to this day, I can tell you both, to this day, I'll pull out a little tidbit of information that like, oh, in one of my psychology classes, we talked about this. And that was like almost 10 years ago. So it's good, useful information to have. So keep pursuing those interests. Now I want to ask you girls, do either of you have jobs on campus? I know this is something that many international students are curious about.
Okay. Not yet, I can say, but we're planning on having on-campus summer job. Yes.
Okay. That's exciting. Do you know what it's going to be yet? Do you know your position?
We're actually filling out an application, but we don't know if we're going to be accepted yet. So fingers crossed. It's a summer host job. It's just like we're going to chaperone other students or other people who come and live here during the summer.
That's amazing. And that's something good for our viewers to know. You know, it's on these campuses, there are these types of positions available. And either if you're arriving during the summer, you'll have someone who's there welcoming you. And it's also good to know these different types of job opportunities available to international students. Awesome. Right. Caitlin, was there anything you wanted to add about that?
Yeah, girls, do you want to share about your work opportunity for next year in the fall?
Ooh.
That's really exciting.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Tell me.
The OPT, CPT thing? Yes, the practical training. Do you mean that, Caitlin?
No, your RA positions.
Oh, oh, sorry.
Okay, well, this is amazing. It seems like you guys have so many job opportunities that you can't even remember which one to talk about. That's a good sign.
Yeah, sorry. I thought like you meant like job opportunities that involve like getting paid and paying taxes. Okay, yes, we have an RA position. Grace and I managed to get selected for RA positions, and we're starting in the fall. Yes, August, and we're excited because we don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to help us be more open to people and help other international students, you know, since we went through the same thing. And
yeah, and those sociology and psychology courses are definitely going to come in handy when you're an RA. So for all of our viewers who may not be familiar with the term RA, that stands for resident advisor, I believe, resident advisor or
resident assistant.
Resident assistant.
Yeah, I think it's too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends what school you're at, what it's called. But basically, when you're in the dorm, the RA is kind of your go-to person. They're the one who's kind of like in charge of the section or the floor. They're the person who you can go to if you have like a conflict with your roommate, or, you know, if you need advice about something or you need help with something. So it's a really, really important job. That's so amazing. Congratulations, girls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So future students who will be coming to Black Hill State, you'll have Grace and Leticia as your resident assistant possibly. So Grace is going to be in Thomas Hall and Leticia's in Heidi Hall, right?
Yes.
That's so great. I'm so excited for our future students to benefit from you.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a wonderful experience for other incoming international students. Having you both there, I mean, I think that can just give everybody who's interested in setting up Black Hill some peace of mind that you're not just going to be thrown into an environment where you're like the only international student thrown into the wolves to figure it out yourselves. You know, you're both going to be there to guide others. So I think that's amazing. And speaking of housing, Caitlin, I know you guys offer, like, there's a housing scholarship opportunity there.
Yeah, you're totally right. So actually, funny enough, Grace and Leticia were also recipients of our housing scholarship from this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's so cool. There are endless opportunities, viewers. Black Hills, as you can see, has endless opportunities for their international students.
Right, I think you're right. So the scholarship, what it entails is that students are able to live on campus for free for 4 years. So you don't have to pay for a housing bill. You still pay for your tuition and your food and other, books and supplies costs. But it takes off about over 4 years, about $14,000 of savings. So that's a lot of money to save for tuition, books, flights home and back, so it really help you save some money in the long run.
Definitely. And that scholarship is available for all 4 years, correct?
Yes.
You guys, I don't think, when I say you guys, I'm not talking to you guys, I'm talking to our viewers. Our viewers, if you haven't thought about this, when you're looking at tuition and stuff, when you're looking at different schools, the tuition does not include the housing typically. Housing is separate. And, at a lot of schools during your first and second year, even housing may be mandatory. You may have to live in the dorms on campus. And that can be anywhere between an extra $8,000 to $15,000 a year that you're spending on housing, depending where you choose to study. So the fact that at Black Hills, you could potentially win a 4-year housing scholarship, that's saving so much money. That's incredible. And you don't have to worry about where you're going to live, which I think is nice. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Very cool. So Caitlin, I know from Grace and Leticia, you're both in the pre-med track. So that's good to know that at Black Hills, if you are interested in following kind of that pre-med science track, you can. But are there any other important programs you'd like to mention that Black Hills offers?
Yeah, absolutely. So Black Hills State University's flagship program is probably business. Because we are AACSB accredited, we're ranked in the top 5% of business schools worldwide. As an international student, having an internationally accredited institution that you get your degree from can really benefit you. And of course, because of the accreditation standards, you're coming from a very not only prestigious institution, but where that there's really high standards for our teachers, for the classroom materials, for our site. And so there's a lot of standards that BH has to follow to have this accreditation to allow for this quality of education to rise and to allow for our students to experience it. So business is definitely one of our top programs within our field of business. Some students do accounting, entrepreneurial studies, management, marketing, tourism, and hospitality. The tourism program is really popular for students in our region because we are so close to so many beautiful natural tourist destinations, because people like to come from all over the world to see our crystal blue skies and crystal clear waters and Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse and the Badlands. It's a really popular place to come visit. The other popular majors we have are, of course, our sciences, whether it's social sciences, environmental physical sciences. We have, of course, the pre-med tracks. And especially with those science programs, most of our students are going to need further education, whether they go on to a master's degree or a doctoral program. And so starting at a school that's really affordable can really help you save money in the long run. And then our other really popular program is mass communications. Again, a lot of different emphases within that area as well. Some of our programs include like photography, which that program is sponsored by Canon. It's a big our photography program is a big name in the region for being really fantastic. We have world-class professors who are internationally recognized. We have students who do our sports media program is really popular. The journalism program, graphic design is really growing. So lots of different areas that you can study within the mass communications field as well. Of course, BH has many, many more. We're a liberal arts institution, so you can study over 83 degree programs at BH. So even if you start with one and you're not in love with it, it's super easy to change into something that you will be passionate about.
And I think that's incredible. And just like we heard from Grace and Leticia, you can start out in one thing and then you might take courses that pique your interest that you didn't even think about before, and that could lead to a totally different career path. All right, so before we continue our conversation, I just want to remind our viewers, if you have any questions at all for either Caitlin, Grace, or Leticia, you can feel free to submit them in the comments section. While we wait for some questions to roll in, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I want to make sure everyone knows how they can find more information about Black Hills State University, especially to see all those available programs. So all you have to do is go to applywave.com. If you don't have an account yet, just click sign up. It's free. If you do have an account, you can go ahead and log in. And to find Black Hills, you can find their programs either under bachelor's degrees, so your undergraduate program, master's degrees, which is for your graduate program, and even under the language section, if you need some English language training. So here in the bachelor's degrees, this is what I'm going to show. So you can just simply type in Black Hills State University, click search, and here you'll see the little pre-profile. I want to go in here to show you exactly what it looks like. You can see a little tease of that beautiful campus. Right here within the school profile, you'll be able to see the admissions requirements, scholarship requirements. Again, you can see that it's very affordable tuition, and you may possibly get that housing scholarship, which really, really helps with the expense. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see all the different programs you could possibly pursue, find out where Black Hills is located on the map. You can see they are out west. Well, kind of Midwest. I mean, I don't want to say Midwest because that's a specific region, but kind of in the middle of out west in the U.S., kind of up north, that weird in between spot. But look at this. I mean, look how gorgeous this campus is and all the cool things you can do. And if you want to move forward with your application, you can click the Easy Apply button, and we will be here to support you. So for everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us today. Remember, if you need any assistance, you can use applywave. You are now seeing the faces behind the computer screen. So, you'll be working with me, with Caitlin. You'll probably be living in the same residence hall as either Grace or Leticia if you study next year. So it's a really, really wonderful opportunity. Now, before we sign off, do any of you have any final thoughts, anything you'd like to say to potential international students who may be looking at studying at Black Hills or in the U.S.?
Yes, I'd like to say that they should come here totally. They should really come here because the surrounding is beautiful. One, two, one of the most affordable schools in the U.S. Three, not only are they the most affordable, they also have scholarships on top. On top of that, they have different scholarships like for your SAT. If you get SAT scores, you've got different scholarships for that. You get scholarships for sports. You get scholarships for what else? Sorry, just
lots of opportunities.
Yes, there are many opportunities and nice clubs, like really nice clubs. Anything you want to join, like it's just amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. I can tell that you are really enjoying your experience, Leticia, and that's so inspiring. I'm glad you're having a good time. Grace or Caitlin, anything either of you would like to add?
I think for me, I would just say if you're a person who likes outdoor adventure, come to Black Hills State University. And also, if you're a person who wants to be focused and you don't want too many distractions, come here.
Perfect. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Leticia. Caitlin, anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Well, girls, it makes me really happy to hear that you're both happy here and doing well. I look forward to continuing to work with you over the next few years. And that's how I view all of my international students. And for you viewers out there, I'm the one who helps you, along with Mackenzie as you're going through the application process. But then once you're here, I'm helping you all the way through your degree, whether you're participating in internship programs, whether you're wanting to, you need help filing your taxes, like Leticia mentioned. whatever you need help with, I'm here for along the way. And I'm here to support you and make sure that you're successful to the fullest extent. And I can't wait to do that. It's the part of my job that I love most. And I can't wait to help you pursue your education in the United States, because I think it can be a really rewarding and fulfilling experience. And studying abroad can really change your life. And I hope to help be a part of that.
100%. And I think that's so amazing that all of us here on this screen, we've all had the experience of studying abroad, and we know what it feels like to travel outside of your country, to be faced with a new culture that you don't have any experience with, and to kind of learn how to navigate through that. And let me tell you, it's not at every place that you have someone like Caitlin there to support you and help you with the transition. So again, this is a wonderful opportunity for all international students who are considering studying in the US, consider Black Hills. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being here with us today. To our viewers, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.